If you are a foreign company planning to set up manufacturing operations in India, welcome. India is one of the fastest growing manufacturing destinations in the world. But here's something that catches many global businesses off guard. Before your factory starts production, even a single unit, you need to have a factory license. Not a nice to have, but it's the legal requirement of this nation. Hi, I'm Mani here from ADL Consulting, and we help many businesses across the globe to navigate India's regulatory framework smoothly and confidently. In this video, I'm going to walk you through everything that you need to know about factory license in India, why you need it, how to get it, and when the clock starts ticking. India's factory licensing framework is governed by the Factory Act 1948, one of the most foundational pieces of the labor and the industrial law in India. Every state in India enforces this act through its own inspectorate. So why does this matter to you as a foreign manufacturer? Reason number one, it is the law. Operating a factory without having a valid license is a criminal offense under the act. The occupier, which means the foreign entities appointed director or the site head, can face fines and even an imprisonment when they don't have a factory license and run the factory. Reason number two, no license means no operations. Banks, insurance companies, buyers and large-scale distributors in India will regularly ask for your factory license as the basic document. Without your factory license, your supply chain can be on hold even before it starts. Reason number three, it protects your worker safety and your brand. This license ties to India's worker safety and the welfare infrastructure. There are inspections, regular compliance calendars, and the audits, and which will help you to support your ESG commitments as well. This is actually an advantage. It is a documented proof that you are running a factory responsibly. Let me give you the legal foundation quickly so you know where exactly you stand. Under the Factories Act, a factory means any premises where 10 or more employees employed with power and 20 or more workers who are employed without power in the manufacturing process on any particular day in the preceding 12 months. So this is the definition of a factory. This definition is broad and deliberate. It captures the assembly lines, processing unit, packaging units, as well as the component manufacturing equally. The license is issued by the Chief Inspector of Factories of a respective state in India. India has 28 states and 8 union territories, and each has its own factory office, and they have their own website and the process. But all of these are standardized by the central government, Indian Act. So each license is site specific, meaning if you have a plant in different states across India, you need to have different license for every particular state per site. Now let's talk about the application process. How to get a factory license. I'll walk you through, there are 6 stages. I'll walk you through the 6 key stages. Step number 1 is the plan approval. Before your construction even begins, we must submit the factory layout as well as the building plan to the inspector of factories, and they will verify it, they'll approve the plan. We cannot skip this stage because any changes that is done after the construction, it is impossible to rectify and it is costly. Step number 2 is the registration. Once your premises is ready and you are ready to operate, even before the commencement, we have to file a registration, and this involves submitting the occupier details, the manager details, the nature of manufacturing, the machinery details, and the worker's strength, and also the power usage. Then, step number 3, document compilation. The key documents like proof of ownership, lease premises, the incorporation documents of the company, the layout plan which is approved, so list of machineries, the power load of the factory, the designated factory manager, all of these details must be submitted. Then step 4, online application. Most of the states this is done on website, where we will fill all the details, pay the prescribed fees and submit the documents to the inspector of factories. Once we submit the documents, file the form, then comes the inspection. Step number 5 is inspection. An inspector of factories will visit the site, verify the compliances with safety, ventilation, sanitation and structural requirements, and he will submit a report. The last step number 6, license issuance and annual renewal. If the inspection is satisfactory, the license will be granted. It must be renewed before 31st December of every year, the following year. Delayed renewal means more penalties. The question I hear from most of the foreign clients is, when exactly do we need to start the process? The short answer is, before you start manufacturing. But let me give you the practical timeline. If you are building a greenfield facility, start the plan approval process at the design stage itself, before construction. Trying to get a plan approval after the building is complete is legally grey zone and can cause significant delays. If you are taking over an existing facility or entering into a joint venture with an Indian partner, the license must be transferred or re-registered to a new occupier name before the operation begins. A factory license is non-transferable by default. It is tied to the occupier, not just to the premises. If you are expanding your headcount from the threshold limit, from like example 10 or 20, right? You don't have a license yet, you are already in the violation. You must act immediately and obtain the license. And about the renewals, file it at least in the beginning of December. Many states impose late fines starting from the 1st of January. Some even escalate penalties each month because of the delay. So many foreign companies miss this deadline. Many foreign companies miss this deadline. So better pay the renewals in the beginning of December. A few things that specifically foreign businesses misses and that we deal with regularly at ADL Consulting, they are the occupier liability. Under the Factories Act, the occupier is personally liable, not just the company. For wholly owned subsidiary, this means typically the director who is registered in India. Make sure the right person holds the designation and understands the responsibility. The occupier liability. Under the Factories Act, the occupier is personally liable for not just the company. For wholly owned foreign subsidiary companies, this is typically the director who is registered in India. Make sure the right person holds the designation and understands this responsibility. Hazardous process classification. If your manufacturing facility involves chemical gases or materials that are listed in the first and second schedule of the Act, and you fail for the additional requirements like safety audits, emergency plans, worker safety, these are all non-negotiables. Contract labor. When engaged through the contract, that count adds to the factory manpower. This is a surprising thing for many clients. Many of them think that it's only the direct employee. No, contract employees are also involved. And apart from this, there are few states that have their own additional rules on top of the Factory Act. For example, Maharashtra, Karnataka and few other states, they have additional rules on top of the Act, whatever it says. So there are additional requirements that are needed. So state level nuances. Maharashtra, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, which has most of the foreign manufacturing, each have their own state factory rules that are added to the Central Act, which is acceptable in one state and may require additional document in another state. Getting a factory license right from the start is not just about the compliance, it's about building a manufacturing operation in India that is audit ready, investor ready, and it is built for scaling. At ADL Consulting, we guide dozens of foreign manufacturers through this process from plan approval to inspection to the approval. We guide many manufacturing process. We handle the process, the documentation and licensing within the departments so that you can focus on your core business. If you'd like to have a free consultation on your factory licensing requirement, the link is given in the description below. And I hope this video helped you. If it is, please do subscribe. We publish new content every week about doing business in India. Thank you for watching. This is Mani here from ADL Consulting. Have a nice day.